Wah, 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 wah.
Talk about a movie
Hey.
called Cutthroat Island, and it lost like 70, 80 million dollars.
Bombs. Bombs.
We set sail for Cutthroat Island!
Put your backs into it.
Why don't you row?
Why don't you swim?
We can't leave yet, Captain. We haven't put enough food on board.
We need less mouths. I really think that from now on we should be partners. 50-50.
60-40.
I find myself being fired upon by an entire ship!
Give me the map.
Give me a kiss first.
Come to seek my treasure, have you?
Let's finish this.
Oh, this is the biggest box office bomb in history. Like, all right, what?
Yeah. Well, I think the title kind of didn't really help. Cutthroat Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems kind of. It seems a little playful. It seems a little bit too playful for what was this? The PG-13.
Could have been Lady Pirate.
Yeah. Lady Pirate. Mm.
That's it for the gentleman who will probably be your husband in the movie.
Yeah. At least he has pants.
But I was expecting like this piece of shit, and I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
But the action started. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, great. You exchange Gina Davis with Johnny Depp, and you have Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's a hit.
Well, Gina Davis was. I mean, she's got the moves, man. I mean, she was all over the place and like fighting and riding horses like super hard through the ocean.
Yeah.
Beautiful cinematic shots. I think, if it was Johnny Depp, it would have been a lot lazier. But
Well,
Gina Davis really like pumped it out, man.
What I'm saying is part of the reason I think this movie did bad is like, oh, pirate movie, cool stunts, who's in it? Gina Davis, like, who's the guy? It's like, no, she's the lead. It's like, oh.
Well, she was in The Fly.
Well, I know that, but I think 1995 audiences are like, she can be,
Whoa.
can't be like the guy. Like, she's the guy in the movie,
Yeah. Who is that guy? I don't know what the heck I've seen him in before. He didn't even seem familiar. Is he like a nobody?
Matthew Modine, no, he's been in tons of movies.
I don't remember him.
He's been on Stranger Things.
Oh.
Yeah.
The old Stranger Danger. Yeah, he's a thief.
Yeah, but like,
But he's like super classy. Like he's like, smooth, suave, lady killer. He's, really smart. He's like fluent in Latin, which is how, Gina Davis gets involved with him. It's like, hey, we need this guy's brain
yeah.
to, solve the map
Well,
and how to like find the treasure.
They think it's Latin on the map, but it's not. So I wonder if it's like they didn't really need him for anything.
I was confused by that. So when she stuck the knife in his little dinky and then she realized like, oh shit, it's like a mirror image because, spoiler alert, the map, there's three parts. There's three parts to the MacGuffin map. And one of them is her father's scalp.
Yeah.
So he dies and he's dying and he's like, shave my head. And then like the next scene, she's like pulling his scalp out of her crotch.
Yeah,
That's where she hides things.
But later she shows up with a map and they never say, how did you get that? It's like, oh, that's my father's scalp. Deal with it.
Well, I think that it was implied. I think they knew. I mean, it's the pirate's life for me, Whoa.
Yeah.
Gesundheit. Yeah. I mean, the other part of the map was definitely in English. I mean, it was just a piece of wood.
Yeah.
And he pulled it out of like that other guy's butt. I guess he was like an uncle. It's like the family treasure. I guess it was like a whole bunch of different uncles and her dad. Yeah, it was like a little family trouble. It was like the royal family and how they like kind of hate each other. I don't know.
I guess we start off with Gina Davis and she's on an adventure. Wakes up with a dude and she's leaving.
Yeah.
Dude. Which, guys do it to women in movies. They're just like, oh, it's reversal. And they even go, this is the part, like, I thought, like, they kind of, like, beat the dead horse with it. It's like the
Mhm.
guy goes to shoot her with his gun, and she takes
Mm.
the basketballs out of her pocket, like 2 of them. Like, I took your balls. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like,
I got it.
I think of like he's a rich, fancy lad.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie.
I'm a fancy lad. She escapes the town because she's famous,
Mhm.
and they have these wanted posters everywhere. And there's no way you could tell that was her. It just looks like a
Yeah, they're just shitty drawings.
it looks like a woman. It's like, oh, that looks like a person with long hair, and that's a lady. Cool. And that's her.
Yeah.
How did you know? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess you got to chase her. And the stunts are amazing. The jumping
Uh,
stuff
oh.
to the top. Then you got to say the same thing about the Pirates of the Caribbean, because that's the same stuff.
Mhm.
You know, even the music's kind of like the same thing.
Oh, super adventure-y, upbeat, exciting, happy. I mean, it was like nonstop. I mean, I noticed the music the whole time.
Yeah.
It was never not happy and exciting and like puts you in a good mood, even if you don't want to be. I wanted to hate it, but I couldn't. You know, I was like, I'm all like, brooding, sad person.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, damn it.
You can't hate,
Stop making me happy.
you can't hate it.
Yeah.
Like, look at this picture I have. Like, look how like excited.
Yeah, they're having a great time.
I know. It's like, look at
Yeah, all those people exploding in the background.
I know. Yeah, but even the side characters, just like Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like they're interesting, and they have a little arc of their own. You're like tattoo face guy, the little kid from Malcolm in the Middle.
Well, you know, you always have to have a cabin boy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like there's always like that fancy lad. I mean, you ever seen like Masturbator and Commander? There's like, you know, that young boy person
they
for
pass
some reason.
from cabin to cabin.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Franklin
Yeah.
is amazing, like the bad guy.
The bad uncle pirate?
Yeah, I think he was the uncle. Yeah.
Mm.
There's parts during the battles where his hands are in the air and he's screaming, "I love this!" And he's
Yeah, I wrote that down. I was like, he's going completely nuts. But he's able to kind of carry himself in like different situations. So like when he's dealing with the governor, he's like all very like proper
yeah.
and well spoken.
But in the fights, he's
And
amazing.
when like battle is on, yeah, and he's definitely like a leg up on everybody. Like he knew about all these little ruses happening, and he's like, you know, softly load the cannons so that the
Yeah.
other ship can't see. I suspect something is up. Something is a muster.
Yeah,
Something is a
where-
move.
Lady Pirate's ship and his ship are like near each
Yeah.
other, and then they have a fight, and they're like,
Mhm.
like they load the cannons, everybody hides, like they don't know whose ship it is, and they pop up, and this huge battle happens.
Yeah.
They pull the ships closer to each other, and they jump on board.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
hmm Oh, it's all like expected things that you would see in a pirate movie. There was like chandelier swinging,
Oh,
fights in a bar with grog and explosions, and
yeah.
you know, people stabbing each other and drinking while watching people fighting. It was like this movie was Pirates of the Caribbean
before.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I mean, what was it? It was 8 years later the damn first Pirates movie came out.
Yeah.
This was the first Pirates movie. I'm sorry.
Well,
Well, you know, spoiler alert, they get the treasure at the end.
yeah,
You know, you think that they don't. You think that they're like, oh, well, at least we're all alive. And then it's like, well, actually, I'm a badass, and I managed to save the treasure and everybody. So they have like £1 trillion, and they're like, let's keep pirating. Like, you're stupid. You're going to get killed. You're rich. Why?
They said, hey, you know, I know we're gonna split this. Do what you got to do, but
Mhm.
I think we should keep pirating. One guy's like, I want to be a farmer, and he laughs like,
Yeah.
just kidding. Wah, wah, wah. And then it's like,
Oh, but you know that they wanted to quit. You know they were done.
it's like there's one part where I think the tattoo face guy, or might have been him. is crushing a guy's head with the steering wheel.
Yeah, so I wrote that this was the I wrote, is this the PG-13 scene? Because nothing up to that point felt like it was like PG-13.
Well, they're
But yeah, he's fighting with the guy that looks like the boxing bald head Nazi guy from like Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he like sticks the tattoo face guy's arm in the steering and breaks his arm. And I'm like, that's fucked up, PG-13. And then he sticks the other guy's head in it. And I'm like, that's sick.
And then the shows up, stabs someone in the leg or the ass or something with a knife, and they push him or something, and he falls like really far and gets really hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that, or maybe it's the end where Frank Langella and Gina Davis are having a fight, and she like lights a cannon without him noticing and uncovers it and shoots a cannon, and his body flies to the back of the ship and into the ocean. I was like, that's amazing. I'm so crazy that happened.
It was nuts. I think that he should have been split in half.
Yeah.
By the cannonball, because he was like a couple feet away from the cannon.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they wanted this to be not an R.
But the map situation is crazy because it's the piece of wood, scallop, and what's the third part?
I think it was just a regular piece of paper.
Well, I don't understand the wood one because it's just in a barrel somewhere.
It looked like it was a piece of a barrel. Yeah.
What if someone just like said, "Oh, there's an old barrel here. I think I'm just going to get rid of it." That could have happened.
Yeah.
They find Matthew Modine and Gina Davis find the treasure, and it's like this huge pile of treasure, like in the cave. It's like you're being chased.
It's enormous.
You don't have a ship anymore. How the fuck can you get all this stuff out of here? You know, there's like 5 of you and a rowboat. What are you gonna do?
Well, it was broken in half at that point anyway. They were like floating on like a piece of it.
The movie fixes it though, because the bad guys show up. They're like, "Hey, we're taking the treasure."
Yeah.
But now that's being moved.
Oh, of course.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
That at least fixed that little hole in the story. I don't know. And then
It was convenient.
it was.
I liked when they were doing the chase scene that's in your background, and they ran into those Catholics.
Yeah.
And they were like carrying around some like dead guy who's been dead for I don't even know how long. He was
the
like a
guy-
skeleton or something. Yeah, he must have been like a pope or something that they've been preserving, and then they like carry him around town on like sunny days, I guess. And then they were like, let's just, I was like, please crash into that. And they do, and his body falls off and like breaks into a whole bunch of pieces. It's weird. Who carries around a dead ancient guy?
We also had the people hanging in cages, where they used to like.
Everywhere.
Well, that if you're a criminal and they caught you, they'd hang in town in the cage, and people could mock you or throw shit at you, and you would just.
But they're dead.
And that was normal. That was normal
It's
shit.
sick.
Well, she cut her dad's.
Like, I mean, it was all over town. Like normally, in those things, it's like you put them on like the outside of town. It's like if you're coming in here, guess what? If you're a criminal, it's not going to end well. But they had it all over town. It's just like a normal facet of life, I guess. It's one of those movies that was made in a time, mid-90s. So people were still making movies that were 2 full hours long.
Yeah.
And this one, as a 90s movie, was very fun and upbeat, the music and all that. Because normally, early 90s movies, they always have that happy times, like Tommy Boy and all that other shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just way too fucking happy, sing-songy 90s crap. This one, it was, period piece, air quotes. And, just imagine the air quotes.
Yeah.
And so it made sense for the theme. It was an adventure movie. It was a classic adventure movie. Female protagonist, very strong female protagonist.
Very.
She was great.
On it either. They didn't sell her out.
No, not at all.
You know what? Boyfriend, why don't you be captain? She's like, no, I'm the captain. You're going to come to my room right now, and we're going to do it.
And so it's like, this guy, he's just like, he's the trophy boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she's a strong female protagonist, and people gave her respect. She commanded respect, and nobody treated her like she wasn't one of them. And I appreciated that about their little group, their society.
So I remember when this came out, and it was, I mean, there's a whole bunch of movies out, and I was like, oh, this seems like a crazy pirate movie. Whatever, you know, like, and the trailer does not do it justice either.
Yeah, this movie was definitely better than the trailer. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
There he is.
the trailer was like, we're gonna kiss. Oh my god, action! And it's like the kiss wasn't. Like, he was trying to be the scoundrel guy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you Latin stuff if you kiss me. Yeah, and she's like, fuck you. One thing about the movie, there's a lot of knives to testicles scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right,
Yeah.
do one of them and like think of something else.
I mean, I need the shit out of a dude's groin in high school in a fight. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll fight dirty. She's a dirty lady. She gets what she wants. I respect that. Yeah.
Pirate.
Yeah, she Pure pirate. I don't know. Wow. You picked a great book there.
That she has stuff like, if she's a hero, James Bond is the biggest hero in the world.
Oh God. Imagine all of the STDs on that guy.
Or a cartoon, or someone did a little skit of James Bond calling everyone up after getting like an STD test. It's James Bond, you know, and it's like, I need to tell you something, and he spends all day just fucking calling all these people.
You might want to get tested.
There was a cartoon called James Bond Jr. that was on, probably 90s.
I remember that.
And I
That was my first James Bond experience. James Bond Jr. takes a drum around the world.
Nothing can stop him, but scum always tries. I don't remember this for some reason. And well, I got to think, now I think about it, it's like, you know how many James Bond Juniors are out in the world right now? And James Bond was an asshole. There's one movie where he's being shot at, so he like uses a woman as a shield and she dies. Like, what the fuck? That's so crazy.
Oh my God, I blocked that from my memory. I remember that actually. That was pretty twisted.
And then when he does get married, the next movie, the first scene, she's killed.
Dead. I remember that. I mean, can you imagine that motherfucker settling down? Ew.
Wow. Like, where's Dad? Like, he's on a mission again. Like, he wouldn't stick around for that shit. The guy whose name escaped me at this moment, who's the author of James Bond books, Ian Fleming. And basically, he was like, he had a James Bondish life and like in the Navy and stuff, kind of. And then when he was older, he got married and settled down. He's like, I'm bored. I used to do exciting things. And he made these books and these stories about an exaggerated version of himself. And that's what James Bond is. Like, exaggerated Ian Fleming, who was like this, like, I hate everything. I just sit home now and I'm retired. I want to write these books. And he picked the name James Bond as he found it on like
So like
third book.
exaggerated Ian Fleming, like exaggerated Neil Breen.
I can't imagine exaggerated Neil Breen. Well, actually, Neil Breen the character is exaggerated Neil Breen the person.
Yeah, exactly.
Regina,
is he gonna make a 6th movie? I need it.
probably, yeah. I'm sure he's gonna say, yeah, this is gonna be different than the rest of them. It's gonna be the same shit. Just like he said with the last movie with Twisted Pair, you know? He's like, this is different. It's like, kind of. You changed like 2 things. The rest is the same. You gotta watch that 5-hour shit or some of it someday. It's mind-numbing. But Gina Davis, she was in a bunch of action movies. I would say like lots of the women in action movies owe a lot to her. Like she was in Long Kiss Goodnight and a bunch of other action movies that did really well.
Nice. I haven't seen them. All I remember is The Fly and maybe like one other thing. I don't know.
And then she's in Beetlejuice too. Beetlejuice is awesome.
Oh God, yeah, duh, Jesus, ugh, fucking love that. I did not like Beetlejuice as a kid. That was another one of the things where my first exposure to the intellectual property IP, to all you laymen out there, was the fucking cartoon. And I was confused when I watched the movie and Beetlejuice was bad, because in the cartoon he was Lydia's friend, I think. I don't know.
That's the thing when you have movies that are transformed into other things, you change character. Like I get mad movies that turn into musicals. Because no matter what you do, you take who the character is out and make it into a musical character or a cartoon character.
Yeah.
They made a Beetlejuice musical.
Oh.
Yeah, and I watched this on YouTube, and I got really mad because it's like you took this character who is a particular character, and then you turn it to the campy musical person, like the cheesy, silly version of whatever it is. They do it for everything. It's like, oh, you just ruined. It's not even the same story or the same character. It's just the same names. Like, yeah, cartoons have to do it. Like you have a villain, and it's like, I'm the villain of the story.
Yeah.
What if the villain was nice?
Yeah.
For kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to make
It is for kids.
That's like not happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to spoil it. Children, they should think that the world doesn't suck until they're, at least like 12.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna scalp someone's head that's on it, and then
I feel like all scalps should have a tattoo on it to, tell where their treasure is. A little, nowadays we could just put like our banking information on our scalp or will or whatever. And it's like, hey, when you die, it's like you gotta shave my head and scalp me to find out what you get. I might actually do that now.
Read Lady Pirate.
Oh yeah. Oh, Lady Pirate. Oh, just grab her with your muscles. Grab her by the throat. Oh yeah, titty.
Yep.
Oh, look how happy they are.
Yeah, happy, having a great time. This movie's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so great. Wait, bombed? I feel bad for them now. If I ever meet you today, I'll be like, I love Cutthroat Island. Fuck everybody else.
Watch Cutthroat Island. Watch it. Enjoy it.
Enjoy.
Me.
Peace.
Skedaddle.